And the RPG table presents Mutants and Masterminds with Tenari as storyteller. Take it away.
Hello. We have Arthurian, Zeus, Carlos, Digital Nomad. There we go. Sorry, I had 3 usernames run through there. Wraith is Fairy Wings, and Shuffle is D-Written. This is the finale. I believe the recap from last time was we had found, I don't remember the child's name. It ain't on here, screw it. Marcus. We're gonna go with Marcus until I find, that's the wrong book. Yeah, Marcus. It's Marcus. 12-year-old who had been rewiring robots in a secret facility. Found him, disabled him. He's in a hospital right now. And between Carlos, Arthurian, and one of Wraith's intels, the super orphans had all been gathered up, adopted in some fashion or another. So, Arthurian's got a couple kids, including a very small child in a squirrel form in a dollhouse. Arthurian, you will notice when you get up today, Shadow's missing, but the squirrel's still there.
He'll stop by, knock on the roof.
She's nowhere to be found, but she could
knock on the roof of the dollhouse.
Oh, the dollhouse's roof. Squirrel will pop ahead out the window.
Have you seen Shadow? She's usually around here. She isn't one to just disappear without a note.
Squirrel's gonna run downstairs and point to the little toy coffee pot.
He'll squat down. Mind handing that to me?
She will, but she's gonna look at you funny.
Because he can't, Is there a note on the little toy coffee pot?
No, she's trying to tell you she went for coffee.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. He'll hand it back to her.
Carlos, Shuffle, and Arthurian and Wraith will all get a notice today that Marcus, who's been out all week because Carlos may have released him from the mental whatever, but having resisted Carlos the first time, the kid couldn't quite handle the physical kickback the second time. You'll get a notice that he has woken up today, though.
Okay. I'm going to go visit him.
You will probably arrive about the same time as Shuffle.
Yeah, and Arthurian, whether he wanted to or not, is coming with as well.
Arthurian is gonna take the at least the older of the kids that he's adopted with, so that they can check in on their friend, make sure he's okay, that kind of thing. Be a comforting presence in the room.
The only one you've got with you that, the ones who know him basically is who you're going to take. Yeah. You're not going to get Kayla out of that dollhouse though. So.
Yeah, he's not taking Kayla because she's 1, too young, 2, not going to leave the dollhouse.
Yeah, she's quite happy where she's at.
He'll call his brother in to be a sitter.
Okay.
Squirrel sitting?
Mm-hmm.
It is technically a child. You don't leave a 3-year-old unattended.
Exactly.
All I can think of is Jack and the Incredibles. That whole scene right now is just going through my head. Sorry.
He's calling in his older brother, Mark, not his younger brother, Dave.
Like where they held him up and they shot him with those little lasers. Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, that
No.
is
No.
It's about how last session went. When you get there, Marcus is sitting there eating his breakfast and is happy to see his friends, but kind of gives you guys a bit of a dirty look.
Hello, Marcus.
Hi.
So, just a few questions, if you don't mind. I'd rather ask them of you and have you respond to them voluntarily, if you don't mind. If you don't want to respond to them voluntarily, we can do it the other way too.
You will behave. This is a
Oh.
child.
I am behaving. This is a
This
child
is
who
a
has.
child.
This is a child who very recently put the world on terror alert. Okay, for cookies.
And that's a Tuesday for you. Behave. Now ask your fucking questions.
Oh, I thought you guys had questions. I was just letting it known that I can referee. In case he decides to, oh, I don't know, build a teleporter out of an EKG machine or something.
Junie, is this what dealing with Rono is like?
You bet your sweet
Motion-
ass.
Motions to the child, which is currently or who is probably currently hooked up to an IV machine and several other medical devices.
Because he was
Just
out.
the
for-
IV.
So I don't think he's going much of anywhere. He will allow the others to take point, but he is very pointedly not standing near Carlos.
Okay.
You have no idea what a genius of this kid's level could do. You underestimate him at your own cost. I respect the kid. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother talking to him.
Why did you fix that particular robot?
Which robot?
The one in
with
the warehouse.
the pluggy in the lock cell.
Oh, shiny. I thought there was more useful stuff in that room. It was a sophisticated bot. It looked like a good project. But then I had to hook it up to a bunch of other things because I can't fix certain wiring.
What trouble were you having with the wiring?
Soldering at the time.
Small hands make it difficult?
Lacked tools.
No. I could get you the best tools that you would ever need.
He's trying to recruit you to the dark side, kid.
It's not the dark side. It's just the side with better cookies.
It's also a fascist dictatorship.
Hey, I'm not calling you a fascist. And I didn't blow up your family.
I didn't blow up your family either.
No, but your country blew up my family. How do you think I wound up in
Guess
a
what?
jar?
I'm not the president of the United States.
No, but right now, you're the closest thing to representing.
I also didn't vote for the president of the United States at the time. I was 3. You're holding an unrealistic grudge. Either way.
What kind of grudge? I mean, I've got grudges, but I don't.
You want the cliff notes because these two will talk your ear off?
I want to know what he wants with me.
The real version of what the bullshit that he's going to try to spew out of his mouth.
Both?
I've
To
never
every
said
government
lie.
in the world, you are super fucking useful. Any attempt of you having a normal childhood or a normal life, if you go with a lot of people who want you right now, is not going to happen.
She's not wrong. But I'm just offering you a way to make use of your talents. And a lot of people will also offer you the same thing. But
Or I'll just offer you the chance to have a normal fucking life.
Yeah, that's where I was about to go.
you're not going to have a normal life, kid. People
I
like
already
us,
know
we don't
that.
get them. We don't.
There's
get
normal and then
people.
there's normal for people like us. But what you want is a weapon out of an 11-year-old.
I have a weapon from that 11-year-old.
I thought you were 12.
And besides, yes, Belarus is now a nuclear power.
What do you speak in Belarus?
Bullshit.
It's the country that I rule.
You all speak bullshit. I've caught that much. Is it Spanish? Is it something else?
I can speak any language that you wish. I don't care. But the in Belarus we speak Belarus. It's like Russian. Still, you wouldn't have any problem learning it. You're young, you're smart, you'll pick it up. Or I can just have people around you who can speak English, or just have people who can speak telepathically. I don't care.
I think I'll pass.
Okay.
You have other questions?
Where are your parents?
Don't have them.
Don't have
what
them
you want,
anymore.
lady. I don't know that I ever did. I mean, I'm sure I know how biology works. It existed at some point, but
I mean, you could be a clone, but
not in Mexico.
you'd be surprised what ends up in Mexico. There's a guy in my city who's from around there who can control like bones and stuff with his mind.
Normally, if you're going to put that much money into something, you're going to keep a better eye on it.
See, the kid's smart.
Something cartel, something.
I mean, militaries lose millions of dollars of equipment annually, if not
my military.
billions.
No, just the one that blew your family up.
Yes, and they claim that they lost that bomb too.
That's usually how it works. If it blows up, you lost it.
No, you used it. There's difference, but I'm not here to grill you over questions. I'm just here to make sure you end up somewhere you're happy with.
On that note, you want to get out of here and go get a cheeseburger, kid?
I'm just one of the dice, and I don't know how much you're going to put this time. Oh my god, what did they do? Forget it. We're going to use the Ronan method. Hold on, I got to open a browser.
It's very fortunate that Google can just roll any sided dice.
All right. Okay. I've got plans of my own. Problem is, and he's going to point down at his arm, I'm not exactly going anywhere with this on.
I remove
He
it.
has, in fact, been handcuffed to the bed.
Yeah, I remove it.
Like I said, I have my own plans.
Which are
No, I just disassemble the handcuffs.
The hell do you need a weapon like me for?
You aren't a weapon, you're a kid.
Exactly. You're a kid. I'm not looking for a weapon. Like I said, I already have weapons. But I also have a friend of yours, nice little girl who can shapeshift. She has trouble controlling it though. So I've taken her in so I can help her train to hone her abilities and gain some control of that. Thought you might want to spend some time with her, even if you just want to come and visit.
Kayla doesn't have a problem controlling anything.
Not Caleb.
Jacob's gonna hold his hand up and let you guys know
That wasn't part of
Marcus didn't come from us.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
that wasn't. She wasn't part of their group.
Oh, okay.
If you want to stop by and see your friends, I have Jacob, I have Kayla. Was there another one he had adopted that I'm forgetting? I know he adopted the other like 8-year-old that was in the
Oh.
sewers.
Um,
I don't know if we ever caught her name.
We're gonna call her Jessica because no, we didn't bring up her name.
I also have Jessica.
Yes. Accusing me of wanting more weapons when he's clearly grabbing them all up himself. But whatever.
My
Yes,
goal is to raise-
Mormon boy is going to make weapons of mass destruction.
my
Oh
goal is to give
no,
the kids a happy
coffee
life.
bad.
I don't think Jacob's capable of being a weapon.
Shuffle's gonna pull out a card with his contact information and give it to Marcus.
Okay.
Say, look, I've been the kid with powers who gets snapped up as a weapon. It sucks. There are ways out. Let
I
me
need perception checks. I'm sorry. Let you know if he needs help.
let me know when you decide you want one.
17.
22.
I rolled a nat 20 for a 26 total.
Wraith is fighting with her digital dice.
I'm trying to remember what perception is
Awareness
here. Oh,
plus
stat
the-
plus.
Yeah, perception is a skill. It uses the awareness stat.
Thank you. That's what I couldn't remember.
Sorry, I thought you had
Sorry.
pieced it together. That's why I
And
stopped.
that is a okay plus 16 plus 9, whatever the fuck that is.
25.
Thank you. Math.
All right. So Arthurian's distracted by the children he's actually responsible for a moment. The others see a slight flinch from Marcus. Like, not a bad flinch, just you can see something a tick. And he puts that card in his pocket. And at that moment, you all get a ping on your various communication devices.
Told you the kid impressed me.
Is anyone going to check that ping?
Staring
Yeah,
at
Arthurian will.
because it's integrated into my systems. I have to check it.
Shadow's off the charts, or not off the charts, off the map. We don't know where she is. This comes from Edward.
last 3 known positions.
She went to go get coffee from my place.
We'll come back with his place, the jet, and like over a week ago, someplace in China. That one's quite some time ago.
I'm gonna have Kid Ultron give Marcus a cell phone with my contact information in it.
Right?
We've got to go find somebody, kid. But if you change your mind or want to visit, that's all you need in there.
You already know
Thanks.
that, though, don't you?
I'm sorry.
You flinched right as we got a message.
You're asking if I'm a telepath. The answer's no.
No, he's a technopath.
Tell you what. I'll tell you a little bit about my powers, and you can tell me about yours.
We really playing show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Sure.
So kind of nod and what the wow. I think that's been in there for about a decade, babe.
I don't know what it is. I'll deal with it later.
It's a barrel bolt package being used as a bookmark.
Ah,
That's been in there a while.
old bookmark. A lot of people think I'm just kind of a funny teleporter. That's not quite right. I call myself Shuffle because I shuffle things around, but not just matter. I don't just do portals. Energy, superpowers, matter, it's all the same. I can shuffle all of that. Your turn. What do you do?
Machines, computers can memorize textbooks pretty well.
Do you feel them? Do you have a mental connection to them? Or do you just understand them really well?
Closest to a mental connection was Shiny, and I don't believe that was me.
Well, Shiny was sentient. And without
Explains
purpose,
a lot.
Shiny requested to be shut down.
Yeah, I thought she did.
Thought I would tell you that too. So, sorry, but Shiny did request it.
It's fair.
We did not destroy the bot, just simply remove the power source.
Probably best.
Well, I didn't want to be disrespectful.
Anyhow, remember what I said. There are ways out. You don't have to be somebody's weapon or tech consultant. When you decide that's what you want, give me a call.
Okay.
I'm gonna see. Shadow should have had a cell phone or a communicator or a universal translator, right?
That's what Edward was using to track her.
Right.
They've lost her.
And they lost that. Okay.
Yeah.
And last known location was China.
Arthurian's living room
Oh,
this
Arthurian.
morning.
Okay. Okay. Well, Arthurian, I think we need to check your place to see if maybe they left the equipment behind intentionally.
That's the plan. Okay, kids, come on. Let's head back home.
All right. Well, Marcus, contact me if you need to, or if you want to. Have fun, kid, and good luck. You'll need it. Is there somebody, a cop or security person on the door, keeping watch over the kid?
Yeah.
I'm gonna suggest to them. I'm gonna do a little mind control on them to let them know that that child was cleared and able to leave just fine.
As the storyteller, some of you don't know how much trouble you're getting yourselves into sometimes.
Or worse, we do.
I'm going to guess that Arthurian gets home in time to settle the children before you guys show up.
It is not a problem for Arthurian to get places now that he has Flight 9.
The equipment is not in plain sight in the house anywhere. The squirrel was asleep for most of the day. She just knew that not most of the night, god day, it's barely started the day. She just knew that Shadow left for a coffee.
Okay.
And then she went back to bed. So she doesn't know where a phone is or anything. She's 3.
Arthurian will use the almighty power of Google to figure out where the closest coffee shop is.
I'm gonna scan the squirrel and see if, just to scan the memory and see if I can determine if through my psychology skill or expertise, whatever, that Shadow was acting strangely.
You get images as what you get back, right?
Right. Well,
Okay.
whatever I think. Images, conversation.
Give me the perception roll.
Perception or expertise psychology?
Perception in this
Okay.
case.
Perception 24.
So what you're gonna catch, we're just gonna do this. You're gonna get her morning,
Okay.
the squirrel's morning. The first thing you're gonna catch is that she could use a cut over her eyes. There's some bangs problems there. She also probably has about 7 duvets too many on that doll bed. But looking out the side of the house, you're going to see Shadow sitting in a recliner, tapping at her phone. She'll look up and go, "Oh, hey, you're awake. I'm going to go find a coffee and some breakfast. You can go back to sleep." And the squirrel will lay back down. Once more, there are 7 duvets too many on his bed. But through the windows of the dollhouse, you watch Shadow walk out the door, lock the door, and you see in the window of the actual house an odd metallic reflection, which seems a little too close to be a car at the street. And that's it. Closest coffee shop is a block down the road. She would have walked or
All right.
floated it with Shadow.
I share that last image with everybody.
Great.
Run out in the front yard.
Yep.
And I'm going to roll. Gonna try to use my tracking. That is a 26.
Are you tracking Shadow specifically? Or her phone or what?
Trying to track Shadow specifically. If she got in anything, was taken anywhere, like where did she go? What did she interact with?
That tracking gets to the street and goes straight up.
Question.
So
Sorry.
he walked to the street and flew up.
Well, let's figure that out. And he'll walk to the, assuming Shuffle would relay the point she went up at, he'd get there and just, you suddenly see him walk sideways and then he's gone. As he now moves, I think, at like something like 900 miles an hour.
Well, I'm hoping you stop somewhere before you hit outer space.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that he beats
And
a little bit before he gets, before he gets up to Mach 2 and breaks the sound barrier and shatters all the windows on the street.
well,
I would
where
hope
he'd
so,
hit
they're
Mach
his
2 would
windows.
be higher up. So, but I'd like to attempt to do a bit of tracking using my favorite terrain of the air, if that's possible, Tanari.
Yeah. It aims in the general direction of here nor there, specifically toward the bottom of it.
Okay. He's going to continue to move, and he'll send a text message down to them, bottom of here nor there, most likely spot. And he'll continue to move. If you want me to make a perception check, let me know.
Shuffle's gonna go to the nearest bus stop that has a teleporter. I'm assuming there's probably one within 4 miles of where he's at, so he could just open a portal, step through, and use the teleporter pad.
I'll follow.
Do give me that perspective.
Perception.
Thank you, Arthurian. English is broken.
13.
Speak Belarusian.
I am going to spend a hero point to re-roll this and add 10 to the result if it's less than 10.
Okay.
I got the same thing, so so that's going to be a 17.
Okay, that actually gets you what you need. When you get up there, because you're following a flipping tracking, right? You're gonna know where to look to see the tunnel. And it's hard to tell because most of the Here Nor There's bottom is a rock face. But following the tracking, you will see there is, in fact, a cave down there that does not look like it should be there. But it's the Here Nor There, so the hell if you know.
Mm-hmm.
And your tracking leads you up in there.
Text to them, telling them about the cave.
Good. Kid Ultron and I will fly over around
Question.
the edge to get underneath.
Tanari, I've been on the bottom of Here Nor There because I flew down there to try and catch it when Carlos had threatened to destabilize the entire platform. Was this here before?
It's a sliver-ish. It is small, narrow. You may very well have just mistaken it for a crevice.
Okay.
When you were in the panic of trying to keep it upright.
Okay.
I don't know what they're all worried about.
Is it within 4 miles? Can I use my remote perception to see it and open a portal?
Give me a roll on that.
That remote perception is really handy. I gotta hand it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
It's a really powerful thing.
And it's a surprisingly cheap thing to do. Like his
Yeah, I thought mind control would be much more expensive.
his remote sensing and portals together are 16 points.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Just for official establishment, Arthurian flies at 1,200 miles an hour.
You can actually outpace Shuffle with the portals now.
It totally outpaced me, that's for sure. I didn't raise my flight. I raised my I gave myself
Flies at 2 miles in 6 seconds.
Okay. Perception is +6.
Arthurian now can be a international superior. Sorry.
Huh?
My roll for that was a 23.
You can't from where you're at, but you are aware that if you get to Arthurian's roof, you can.
Arthurian's roof?
Yes, if you stand on his roof, you have.
Oh, he teleported up to from a bus stop.
Yeah, I went to
Oh, frick! Yeah, you can see it. Sorry, I thought you were still on the ground.
No. Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna open a portal to the entrance of this cave. And I assume that Carlos and Wraith are still with me. He's just gonna open the portal and step through and wait for them to come through before he drops it. And then I'm going to use the remote sensing again to explore the cave system and see what's down there.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So,
scan
what
your
you did-
mental signatures.
You are going to find you know where the signatures are in the direction. You can't tell if it's 3 or 5. There's clearly some shield being involved here, blocking off once in a while. But there are clearly mental signatures further in the system. What everybody can see is there is brightly colored paint all flipping over these walls. It is pretty clear some brightly colored shovels dug this.
We have mines active further in, guys.
Lovely.
Can you show me where?
Sure, I'll share it.
I'm gonna open a portal there.
And about 4 miles that way.
All
Yeah.
4 miles is his range.
That will get you almost to where those mines are. Now Carlos can see plainly there is a shield problem. So you're only seeing 3 or 5. They're dancing back and forth because they're going in and out of this shield.
Okay. What type of shield is it?
You don't know till you get closer. It's just futzing with the mental, the signal. It's futzing with the signal, basically.
Well, then I'll go ahead and go as close to the ceiling as I can and just float along that way, so that I'm not noticed as easily.
There is going to lead up to about 3 or 4 walls staggered. So what that is you can go around a wall or two to get in where you're going, but you can see it is just staggered walls. It's not any solid anything there.
Okay. Well, I'll share my location and tell them that they can proceed cautiously, and I will go on ahead.
Wraith, you mind scouting ahead?
She goes all, you can't see me bullshit, and goes through the walls.
As you get to the other side of the walls, you see some lights start flashing in an alarm type fashion, but you haven't been stopped. You see about 7 or 8 brightly colored bots. Marcus, which is concerning in and of itself, and El Pollo Caliente, who happens to be sitting on top of the egg-shaped orb that Shadow is stuck in.
So for the moment, this is the 2 scouts seeing this, right? And for the moment, Shuffle and Arthurian are on their own. So
I don't like the way you said that.
Shuffle is going to very intently stare down the hallway and very quietly say to Arthurian, "Am I the only one that thinks that Carlos might be enough of a problem to warrant a solution?"
Not at all. And Arthurian is going to does Wraith relay this information?
Mm-hmm.
Arthurian is going to do potentially the most damaging thing you could do to a cave structure and barrel through some fucking walls.
Everyone's phone is going to go off a few minutes later, and Edward's going to be screaming in text, "Did you do something I need to know about?"
No, Daddy.
If the walls do less than 5 damage, I'm immune.
And that
The
is
alarms. Go ahead.
that is each 5
Mhm.
damage.
Mm-hmm.
The alarm is now screaming, as is El Pollo Caliente. And a few of the bots have decided to protect Marcus while 2 of them are trying to stabilize the fucking egg.
They're trying to stabilize what?
The egg that Shadow is stuck in.
I'm going to shut down the chicken first.
Oh god. Mentally?
Yep.
That's not gonna work. There's nothing.
If there's a mine there, and since the chicken can't communicate, there's a mine.
Roll it.
The chicken has a -3 to its will resist.
Well, that's a natural 20 on my attack plus.
Oh wait, that's a D10. That's not gonna do me any good.
Yeah,
No.
D10's not gonna help you.
Don't add one. Damn it. There.
There we go. Okay. So it's 8, and then 28, natural 20, but 28 on the attack. It is resisted by will, affliction. DC is 15. So not too outrageous.
The chicken with its -3
The
to will
chicken
resist.
does actually resist. However, that is only a 1 over what you had. So it's not doing good.
Huh.
It is also screaming louder. But again, in Spanish about the babies, my babies.
This egg, does this look arcane?
It is flipping both. It is an arcane shield because Shadow's still stuck in it, wrapped around an acrylic egg. And you can't hear her, but Shadow is clearly yelling at the chicken that she's not the baby.
Can
This
I
is-
open a portal inside the egg?
It's a good question. Hold that.
Okay.
It may not be the best arcane shield, okay?
All right, hang on. I'm going to use my luck to re-roll. All right. Let's see, what am I adding to this? Oh, right. How's a 25 do me?
Yeah, you can get a portal in there.
Open a portal, grab Shadow, pull her out.
The chicken is still screaming about the babies and sitting on the egg, but is making no move to reclaim Shadow. The bots, however, have now let go of the egg because their objective is no longer in it. They don't really give a damn about the chicken, nor does anyone who's listened to it scream for more than 5 minutes.
I'm going to shift one side of the portal to put it under the closest bot so that it falls into the egg.
Oh, yeah, that works.
And then I drop the portal. So there's a bot in the egg now.
And there you go. The other bot is aiming for the first person they see as a problem, which would be Carlos. This is one of the sentients.
Okay.
And it's basically coming at you with a saw.
Does the saw do less than 5 damage?
Sorry, what now?
Does the saw do less than 5 damage?
Yeah, no.
No. Thought I'd try. Okay. Then
Should we be rolling
is
initiative?
it? Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess this is turning into a battle. Yes, roll the initiatives. My bad.
20.
What all do we add to initiative? I rolled a natural 1, so I'm just double checking.
Pretty sure that just means you're going last.
21.
12.
Okay, so it is Wraith, Carlos, Shuffle, Arthurian. There are 8 bots here. They are not all sentient. 3 of them are. Okay? One of the sentient ones is after Carlos. The other ones are just bots. Okay? They're sophisticated, don't get me wrong, but they're not going to do the thinky. Are going to grab you. One's aiming for Arthurian. I highly doubt that one's going to be an issue. Same with the one that's after Wraith. One is also trying to get to Shuffle. The remaining... Hold on. You took one out. Yes. The remaining ones are watching Marcus. Trying to keep him safe. Wraith, what are you doing?
Attacking Marcus.
Attacking Marcus.
They are converging around him. So that whole like illusion, fear, oh my fucking god, I'm about to die bullshit that she does. That's what she's going to do to this kid.
Oh, Marcus, not... Somehow I got Marcus and Carlos confused for a second.
No, she's not going to attack Carlos yet.
Okay.
She wouldn't attack Carlos anyway, not without a good reason.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Marcus is clearly unsettled, like terrified, etc. It's not really doing much, but he's not great. He's also still in a cage of robots. Shuffle. Wait, no, Carlos.
Right. The bot that is coming after me, I'm going to pick it up telekinetically and crush it like a tin can.
Oh, that one.
17 plus 10, 27 on the attack.
It's still moving, but not well.
Yeah, that's 27 on the attack, and the damage is 8 for my strength on that telekinesis.
Yeah, it is still trying to swing a saw at you, but it's a lot easier to guess those movements now because yeah, that's a lot of exposed wiring among other things. Shuffle.
I would like to use my multi-attack to roll against the 3 closest bots.
Well, one's in an egg. Are you sure you want to roll against that one?
Okay, the 3 closest free bots, the ones that are
Okay.
me and my
Okay.
crew. So the first one's a 27. The second one's a 24. And the third one is an 11. These are all homing, so if any of them miss, I will get to roll them again next turn.
The 3 closest to you that you can aim at, because I'm assuming Arthurian's not having trouble getting away, are the ones after you, Carlos, and Ray. Ironically, the one you didn't hit is the one that's dealing with Carlos.
Okay. The damage modifier on those attacks is plus 16 because it's multi-attack and a rank 13.
Okay.
So it's whatever I rolled plus 16 for their
Yeah.
their damage.
A lot of damage.
I'm working on it.
That's a lot of damage.
This is the first time you haven't just kind of like completely decimated them, so I've got to
For
figure
those
out how much
following
that-
along at home, in this system, an ICBM does about damage 15 with an area modifier on it.
Okay. So you decimated the one that's following you. Like that one's toast. There's nothing left there. The one following Wraith is still trying, but we're talking, it looks like it has been rusted in place, kind of trying. A sloth could get away at this point.
There's no point. She's insubstantial. It's literally doing this. It can do this to her all day.
I did mention they weren't all sentient.
All of that.
Yeah, she just kind of like floats off because she's like,
Yeah.
She's watching the ones around Marcus.
Arthurian?
Arthurian's just gonna bowl through the ones surrounding Marcus and grab the kid.
Yeah, you do manage to grab him.
Dear.
Those bots are not down, but they are damaged.
And then he is on a dime, turning and moving the other direction out of the cave.
Have you bothered to look at anything Marcus happens to be holding?
No.
What could go
At the
wrong?
entrance of the cave, you are going to hit about 4 layers of bulletproof steel.
Okay.
That slam down just in front of you.
Okay. So would you like me to make my melee attack?
I would, yes. I'm not guaranteeing it's going to stop you, but...
Fight plus 12, plus 2 for being in the air, plus 9. Let's see, that's a 27 to hit with a 15 damage attack, or 17 damage attack. Bullets don't stop missiles.
No, but when you're basically carrying a bag of tomato sauce,
Yeah, I dearly hope you're headed for a hospital, because that kid's not in good shape anymore.
Mhm.
Of course,
Taking him to a hospital.
neither are the steel doors. So,
It's not tomato, it's meat sauce.
the effect is still the same.
Smells different though. Tastes different too.
Hey, I don't have a sense of smell or taste anymore, so I don't care.
Wraith, what are you doing?
Arthurian just basically killed the kid, yeah?
Not sure about killed. But the kid's unconscious again, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, but this time the
I
kid's
mean,
damaged.
it's worth noting, just the sword swing does not have like an AoE effect on it. He just cut through the steel. It doesn't have an area tag or anything like that. He doesn't have the cone property or anything.
No, the steel did.
You still rammed through the steel holding a kid.
No, the purpose of what I had him roll the fight roll for was to slash steel gone.
Yeah, but
I'm aware.
Because
it doesn't dematerial,
Limbs.
it doesn't disintegrate the steel.
Like I said, the boy's not dead, but you damn well better be aiming for a hospital. For the record, on the field right now are 2 bots missing a couple of limbs, whose eyes have begun glowing and are aiming for the first thing they see.
Oh, I'm gonna crush mine again.
Now, hold on, we're getting there.
Okay.
I'm setting the scene before we start turns again.
Okay.
The only bot besides that is left is in an egg or trying to get at Carlos. Very poorly. Wraith, what are we doing?
Holding my turn for a few.
We can rearrange. That's fine. Carlos?
Crunch.
Yep. Saw that coming.
19 on the hit.
Oh, it
and
doesn't matter.
Plus 8 on the damage. So,
It was barely still moving. It doesn't matter. Go ahead, babe.
oh, and after I crunch it, I'm going to follow Arthurian out.
All right.
Are there any of the attacks from last turn that missed?
Not anymore. The one you missed is now.
Okay. We're doing 3 more. So I'm sorry, how many bots are up still?
Unless you count the one in the egg, 2.
So there's just one that's free?
2 that are free. 2 that are free. The one in the egg is the 3rd bot. I'm not really sure that one matters anymore. Not unless you actually
Utilize
want
that
to
one
deal
really
with
well.
the Poyo.
Is there room in the egg for more bots?
Yes.
Portals under the one portal under the big the 2 remaining bots with a small exit in the egg. I'm just dropping them all together in there.
One of the bots that you just dropped in there is a sentient and aware that it is in a bad place and should not, in fact, use the lasers that it was aiming. The other one is not.
So are we gonna do the Star Wars scene when they're in the trash compactor and it goes boop, 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 boop? Yeah, with that I'm just gonna close the portal and leave the 3 of them there in the egg and open a portal to the entrance of the cave to step through and find my comrades.
El Pollo Caliente is once more screaming, "Don't kill the babies," into the egg. None of these are going to follow you.
Okay, so I'm chasing down Arthurian, who's got the kid.
Can I see Arthurian?
No, but you know where he went. You heard that just fine.
Okay, so I'll open up a portal there. Step through. Is there grounds that I can step through?
Not much. And you're going to turn around and see the holes that he left. That looks like I might have to go out there in a bit. Arthurian, what are you doing?
You're muted.
I will be right back.
I realized I was going to go correct it. He is going to go to Shuffle because Shuffle has healing capabilities that he knows of. So
Okay,
Shuffle
we're going to have to
will
loop back to that.
100% heal the kid.
There we go. Wraith.
Because everyone fucking left her, she's just gonna float down the way, trying to figure out where the fuck they went.
Well, that's not going to take you long.
Can I have Kid Ultron retrieve the egg?
With or without the chicken.
With the chicken.
Yes, you can retrieve the egg with the chicken. If you try to retrieve the egg without the chicken, this is going to become problematic.
I will have Kid Ultron take the egg and the chicken to Belarus.
Oh my God.
truly worse than him having nuclear power. Now he has chicken power.
Oh no, it's the robots I want and the egg.
Trust me, the chicken is a hindrance here, not a help.
No, we're gonna have fried chicken.
Yes, yes, Barry. Buck, the whole fucking way.
Yep. So they're gonna have fried chicken, and we're gonna have an arcane egg, and learn a little bit more about. Have my researchers learn a little bit more about arcane shielding.
Okay, we're gonna go down this rabbit hole real quick. I am rolling for the chicken.
Okay.
You are not having fried chicken. I can tell you. You may have quite a lot of workman's comp cases on your hands, but not fried chicken. However, I'm sure eventually someone with your intelligence can figure out how to remove the bots and leave the egg for the chicken.
All they got to do, all I'm looking for is for the studying, my research guys to study the arcane makeup of the egg.
Oh, they can do that without torquing off the chicken just fine.
Right.
You may lose a couple of researchers in the process of trying to kill the chicken, though. That's not going to go well.
Well, that's easy. I just have Kid Ultron take the whole egg into a silo, and they can work on it there.
So Shuffle's helping heal the kid. Wraith is coming up behind them. Kid Ultron's dealing with the egg on his own. Again, perception. For the record, Shadow is coming up with
29.
Wraith. Ouch. Pouting about how she is not, in fact, a baby chicken.
18.
24.
Carlos and Wraith are going to notice the kid's got like 7 remotes strapped to his legs. Though 2 of which look like they did, in fact, hit the steel and are now useless.
I'm going to shut the kid down while he's being healed.
Oh. I'm going to say it works for now because he's injured. And let's face it, physical trauma on a 12-year-old is going to affect the effectiveness thereof.
Shuffle, you'll have a help action because Arthurian does have the medical skill. If we need to roll.
Wraith, would you remove those remotes, please?
Yeah, Shuffle will coordinate with Arthurian to heal the kid.
Do we wish to check any more of the tunnels that were down there after the egg has been removed? Because I'm sure no one wants to go back in there with the Spanish screaming chicken.
Now that Stir Fry is gone, after we've got the remotes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Stir Fry is what we're calling the egg after what went down when you guys left.
Removing all the batteries from said remotes.
Some of those batteries are
chucking them this way.
We are several thousand feet in the air.
That's not the problem, but we'll get back to that later.
Not the problem.
Go ahead.
You can nullify? Wow. Nice.
Nullify what?
Superpowers for Shuffle.
Oh, the kid's powers. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the batteries for a second. I was like, how are you going to do that to a AA? What?
You actually haven't seen his coolest power yet.
Okay.
And then Ray's going to be like, I'm fucking useless here. And El Bok is finally flying off. So she's going to go explore.
As you go back in the tunnels and you get back to the center, you're going to hear El Bok screaming further and further away in the distance, past you, clearly. Kid Ultron's taking him out the back door. And there are 2 tunnels on either side and 1 in front of you.
That way.
Hey, where'd Race go?
I'm sure she's still around.
You're the one with extended senses.
You will find, off to the side you went
Keep
to.
in telepathic contact with Wraith anyway. just like I do all the time.
May have rolled a nat 3 to see where she was going, so I'm assuming that that's a failure.
Your best assumption is she didn't go down. Wraith is going to find. Yep, what?
She doesn't seem like that kind of girl.
Damn it, Junie, you're spreading.
So what did she
That
find?
was
Denari?
not the phrase to use after that.
I'm
whole
sorry.
round there.
What the fuck did I just walk back into?
Attila the hen.
Hey, look, I can't help if your guys are egging all over the place, but that's not my fault. You could shell yourself out later.
You're going to find about a quarter of the equivalent of the baking supplies that you guys had taken out of the sewers. You will note, however, there's a distinct lack of eggs this time. Wonder why.
Okay, back that way. Go straight across.
There is a thermal heating unit there. A very high-powered one. And this is the point where you will notice that there are, in fact, pipes and wires running all through these tunnels.
Interesting. Now going to the one here.
Yes, because now Bok Bok is gone. You can hear he's not there no more. Out the back, there's just a tunnel. Like the wires and pipes keep going, but there's nothing back there besides the tunnel and El Pollo's doghouse.
Back that way, and then following the pipes and the wires. Why are they connected to this? So following why they're connected to this thing, going.
They all converge in the center room.
Okay.
What's in the
Okay.
center?
Fly up to the ceiling.
There are a lot of pipes and wires. They're going up. You're just going to follow it up.
Mhm.
It goes up through the sewer system, through one of the charging rooms that you found before. Keeps going up, and you can see these pipes start running along the storm drains. The wires eventually connect to the main power system. That's just, the main power up there. It's patched in. But these pipes run along with the storm drains, and you can't really tell they're there, mostly because it's the here nor there. There's weird pipes and crap running along those drains anyway. That's how they control the runoff from the storms and such.
She doesn't have psychic powers, but she does have a cell phone.
Truly the most useful of superpowers.
One of the best uses of powers that you can get is
Ability belt?
communication.
Okay, so I'm gonna zip on through and check out the super heaty unit.
I'm going to stay with the kid and make sure that he doesn't go anywhere.
Same
The
here.
super heaty super heaty, oh my god, English.
It's a hot noon.
Super heaty unit there is a furnace system. powered and fed, you seem to think, by freaking thermite. Are you able to see the chemical compound or not? I don't actually know.
I can.
Yep, that's thermite.
Yeah.
The thermite reactor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you guys relay this message to Wraith? Because she's like slowly coming back. She doesn't have super flight. She just flies.
I sent you the message that Arthurian knows. So
Okay. So I'll share a little bit about what's going on here. Let everyone know that yes, it's a thermite reactor, which means that it is possibly can be used to make a very effective explosive that would eat through the here or there rather quickly.
Or bake a really bitchin' cookie.
Well, no, not really bake a cookie. More like burn through the entire island, especially where there's water.
Shuffle, do you share the location of this?
Sure, I'll pop it into his head.
Shuffle will drop the nullification on the kid for just a moment, pop a portal up beneath the two of them so that they pop through to this thing, and then switch back to nullifying the kid's powers.
So you moved you and the injured child closer to the thermite reactor.
Oh, he's not injured anymore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you do this?
Oh, that kid's unconscious. He's not
Oh.
waking until I tell him to.
Did he do this?
I'll scan him. Did he do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, kid did it. What was his purpose in doing this? Did he seriously think he was going to make a cookie out of the island with this?
That was the intent when he started building that reactor.
What was his
He quickly realized that's not how that was going to work and decided it was a backup plan.
backup plan? What was his main plan?
Turn the island into a fucking cookie.
No. Okay, so his backup plan was just destroy the island.
Basically.
Okay, so the kid's plan was destroy the island by turning it into a cookie, or destroy the island by having a hole burned through the reactors.
Arthurian is going to go up and have a quick screaming match with Edward about incompetent surveillance.
Thermite's incredibly easy to create.
Yes, but this is also a child creating a superheating element versus what is supposed to be one of the most competent governments on the planet.
I mean, it's still just a government.
It's also a hole that was dug by robots in the bottom of his island.
That they were looking for. They have magic.
Oh, there was
You know,
also shielding.
You know all the movies where magic and science just don't play nice together? It's not a joke.
Science tells us how to use the rules of the world to our advantage. Magic tells us how to break those rules.
To our advantage-ish.
Right.
Or in some of the more high-powered cases that no rules actually apply to you.
He's
There
still
is no
going
spoon.
to go. You couldn't detect that there was a massive thermite generator on the bottom of your island. He is going to have a conversation with this gentleman.
So
So you're going to have a conversation at this gentleman while he's writing down notes and pouring himself a drink.
Carlos, this whole thing is just not supposed to be here, right?
I put
well,
it here. Oh, him. Go ahead. Did it again.
So the kid built it here. So as far as supposed to, by design of the people who built the here nor there, no. Supposed to, as far as what Marcus created, yes.
What is it connected to currently?
It's
Sewage
connected
lines,
to the
power lines.
storm power and the storm drains. That goes, everything
The island
goes,
goes,
and
yeah.
everything below it.
So when I threatened to kind of shake up the island a little bit, that was just kind of me flexing a bit. This would do it. And all you'd have to do is flip that switch right there.
Right. Do you have those handcuffs?
The ones I just no,
Like the parts.
oh no, I left them there on the bed.
Okay.
I don't have pockets.
It is prudent to note
They pop in and out. I've seen them.
the Switch is next to a Wi-Fi card, and you guys did just watch her throw all the batteries out of the remotes.
Are either of you like techie people? Because like I can try to teleport this thing out, or I can blow it up, or
I can disable it.
Grace is going to go over, and there's like a robot arm or a robot leg, something heavy, thick.
Oh
funky.
god, yeah, they're everywhere.
She's going to grab that, walk over to the back of this thing where it's connected to the wires, and just go bang. So it's not connected to anything anymore.
great.
Let's
It's
bang
not
it.
on.
Let's-
It's not like it's going to go on fire. She's just disconnecting the fucking thing while the masterminds have to overthink the issue.
She literally just knocked the entire wiring box off.
I'll disassemble it down to the thermite. And just leave the thermite in the containers and just have everything else fall off of it. You want a technology roll for that one? Or
No.
maybe you did it telekinetically? No? Okay.
We're good.
I rolled a 22 for my perception. I'm going to open a portal under all of these components to the parking lot for Edwards Tower. And I'm just going to, stack them in some parking spaces.
I appreciate that you said stack them because that was a fast track to the wrong way.
Okay, fine. There's also going to be a little ring of them around his car so he can't pull out until this gets cleaned up.
Are you going to bother to text him about it or text Arthurian about it?
Kid dropped some stuff in your parking lot.
Yeah, he'll send someone to check on that. And
You know what? No. And Arthurian will just go out the same window he came in, down, pick everything up, and carry it into the fucking stratosphere and huck it into outer space. He has life support immortality or immunity. He can breathe out there.
Starlight in space.
So can I.
That might take more than one trip, but
For him, it's not going to seem like it for anybody else.
I kind of tell Arthurian mentally, don't chunk that thermite into outer space, please. Just leave it there. I'll have someone gather it.
Nope.
Okay, you throw it up. It comes down, and
He
it's
is
thermite.
going to settle it on the moon.
That's going to take him some time.
With that, we're going to break. Why did I pick this system? Yeah. We're going to go to break for about 10 minutes and then we'll be back. Junie, help.
What do you want me to do?
Break!
Oh shit! Sorry. It's It's been a day, okay? Damn it. Yeah, you're right. You're 5 minutes early.
Also,
Sorry.
it's also worth
Sorry.
noting
No, you're
you can
fine.
lift 2 tons casually.
Stick around much.
What do I have to roll for that anyway, Junie?
To cut bacon?
No, to call the strays in the area.
Animal King?
No, to totally cut bacon.
You know, unless you
roll
have,
Dex.
I feel like that's Dex plus athletics.
No, but wouldn't that be strength plus dex because the strength to actually cut through the bacon? Because sometimes it's a bitch to get through.
It's not right.
It's just bacon.
Boy, I hope Small
No,
Bacon's
when you
not
have
watching
the
right now.
If you have the really good thick bacon, sometimes it can be a bitch if the knife's not sharp enough.
No, I feel like that would be strength plus melee. Oh, maybe
Why are we having this conversation?
Why
I
would
think
Amelia
Dex
or
plus
Charlotte
melee.
allow dull knives into the kitchen?
Because they
Do you
more
have?
damage.
If you have any points in strength or Dex, I would assume that you can cut bacon.
I mean, it's very important though. Do you chop off a finger accidentally and then give the cats an extra, bite?
Not recently, thank you.
We broke you.
Jonah, you've got to find a rule book and tell me what the hell I'm supposed to roll to call cats.
Are you using the proper cutting techniques? Not extending your fingers to
We-
hold the bacon?
Oh, we moved on from the bacon. Stop.
No, I'm legit fucking concerned now.
Oh God.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna release. I'm gonna take my fangs out of it. I'm gonna set it down. I'm gonna cut it in a little bits.
Okay, I think that it would be Dex and melee, right?
I think Dex and melee are Dex and melee is probably the better choice.
There, Dex and melee.
If
You
you're
answered
gonna
our own
roll
question.
that, should you roll that though? I feel like that's taken IRL rolling to a new extreme. Like you roll a 1 and you're like, oh, there goes my hand.
She's gonna like keep track of that timing and pull out her phone and see if it's from Gabe finally that says, where are you, mommy dearest? The baby wants a puppy and daddy just can't deal with this nonsense anymore.
Shit's getting weird, yo.
You want to see how it's done? I'm gonna walk over. I'm gonna put my 3 fingers in between.
When he can
It's
touch the
premonition.
tree, I run up and do it again on that tree before he can touch the tree.
I will punch you square in your fucking vision eye.
Oh.
Don't put
Probably
me
would've
under
said something
him.
like, "Oh, was it
His
good for you
mouth's too
too?" Like,
small.
No, I was quick.
Okay, that's another thorn, all right? Look,
What? It was quick.
you try to deep-throat a microphone one time, all right? And then it just all goes out the window.
Really, if I just need to borrow the helicopter, I just let you know.
Sure, why not?
You know what? Why don't you book it for me for Wednesday? I think I'll need it then.
Well, I'm not sure that booking it is the right term. I'll text the pilots to be ready. About what time?
Oh, let's call it early evening.
So say 7:30.
Perfect.
Okay. Do you need the big one or the little one?
The big one, please.
Okay. Done.
I'm just gonna say, hog in the back, up towards Gwen.
No. Bacon in the back seat.
Nah, yeah, bitch. No.
Yeah, it takes one to know one.
There's a Harley.
50,000.
Okay, so I'm flush right now. I'm good for
So with
probably a week or 3.
that, not wrong.
well, with the way people keep leaving the water on when they take goddamn showers, I'd have to pay for that.
I just like to smell pretty, all right?
Fucking Gabe.
One site. Did she explain what the technocracy is?
Nope.
Bunch of nerdy mages that have hard on for reading.
Oh yeah, that.
Kind of.
Basically like you.
Gwen falls over laughing. Artemis falls over laughing. The tape falls over laughing. We burn the table.
I'm like actually doing this in character.
We're all murder hobos.
No.
Not quite.
No.
No, you can't.
I
be
could be a
murder hobos.
lot worse.
This is true.
You own a home. You are murder homeowners.
That's true.
No, you're a murder baron now, remember?
Oh, yeah. Trade my power for glory.
Unseat my seatbelt and get out and say, "Get Victoria home," and I dip out of the car.
What are you doing? I jump out of the car too. No.
Child safety locks. Fuck you.
I'm in the front seat. They don't have
I
to
know. I know. You would think.
Nope. I
Gwen's just like, the fuck?
What just happened? No one knows. What is Malky thinking?
No, what's Toreador thinking?
Oh Lord, Artemis, it's Gabe. Can you hear me?
You're on speakerphone.
Yes, apparently.
Artemis, darling, listen. I had to cut your brother up to save him. He will be fine. I just need to put him back together. You can be pissed at me later, but right now we have to find a puppy. You
You're
like
not
the
a
puppy?
Zinisi. You don't even have that capability, do you? Did you eat one?
No, but that's beside the point. Anyway, look.
What?
How did Artemis become the babysitter? What the hell?
That's the way it's always been.
You like the puppy, right? We have to go find the puppy.
You like the puppy?
The puppy's the only decent one out of you guys.
Wait a minute. You found William. You C3PO'd my brother.
He was
you're
already.
going to Chewbacca?
He was already C3. I just PO'd.
It's literally when you go to open your doors, there is no apartment.
I'll be right back. I sort of walked over there. I opened the door, I closed the door. God damn it!
In his direct line, you would get, of course, his standard, "You've reached William. Please leave a message and I will get back to you at my earliest convenience."
You have reached.
You have reached.
You have reached
Marriage.
William. Please message me at your earliest convenience.
I'm pretty sure even Jean-Luc would take offense to this.
Because while we are waiting... So I kind of am changing the music a little bit. Un momento.
Dunce, 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 dunce. Dunce, 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 dunce.
Fuck you!
Das System is down, 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 down.
Can I retract my statement about the music in the club being pumping?
And,
Whoa! No, steak knife bad. Put this in the sink.
No,
no!
Fire knife is bad. Just like dice in the oven in the Batman car. With
Not enough premonition? He didn't do premonition that much. Oh, she's gone. She's gone.
Is she grabbing her inhaler? Oh, no, she's going to me.
She just walked out.
Yes!
That needs to be a clip. We need. I don't care if it's gonna fuck up my internet.
No, I think my neighbors are all thinking I'm insane.
Frank's gonna bleed out, or Frank's gonna bleed out.
Wait,
William's gonna
don't we
bleed
know
out.
a Russian? Call that Russian person.
What Russian person?
Yeah, call the Russian.
Olga. Call Olga.
I don't have Olga's number.
I have to hang up with you guys to call Olga.
All right, wonderful. I'll text you where we're gonna be.
Oh God.
Love you. Kisses. Bye.
Fuck you.
What a condescending fucking Tremere.
Wait a minute.
I hate dialogue.
Did he
Olga's
actually
number.
say he loved you? Wait a minute. If you guys all in a relationship that I don't know about.
Take and I kiss and I use premonition.
Oh, Jesus Christ! You asshole!
I had considered not doing it just to get everyone off,
Hi,
but
buddy.
Oh, break's ending.
We are back. All right. So, where is everyone going from never here nor there? Here
Where-
nor there. Go ahead.
Where is the kid?
You have him.
Okay. Making sure he hasn't slipped away.
He's unconscious.
No, I've got his brain on lockdown. He's not slipping away.
I'm still making a concerted effort to keep any superpowers turned off. This is a problem, Carlos.
Okay. Okay. While the
Arthurian
kid
is not here, right?
Huh?
Arthurian's not with us, right?
Right, he's flying stuff around in the atmosphere or outside the atmosphere, whatever. He was keeping the thermite safe from me.
Yeah.
It's literally rust and shredded aluminum cans.
I know, right?
This kid either needs to be put into a permanent coma, because ain't no one gonna be able to control him.
I've got a better idea. What if I simply remove his motivation for destroying the here nor there and his memory of the here nor there?
Would that not be prone to reversal if he is exposed to the here nor there in the future?
Nope. Gone is gone. Dry erase board.
That's not going to change the underlying psychosis that he's an evil little bastard.
Well, okay. So I don't believe that anyone is born evil. Okay. So I think that if I can find his motivation for wanting to destroy it and remove that, then he's going to be basically a good kid.
I'd like to try a different method first.
Okay. What do you suggest?
Well, I was thinking that once you wake him up, I'll drop him through a portal that opens 20,000 feet in the air, and then I'll catch him before he hits the ground, and we'll have a little chat about how if he starts really hurting people like this was going to, then I might not catch him next time.
What do you think of that? What's your vote on that, Wraith? Which solution do you think would be better?
Neither of them is going to work.
Okay, what would you suggest? Permanent coma? So I could probably shut down higher functions.
The options here are not good. I mean, we can try all of the above, but he's 11 and he was already contemplating mass murder.
Right, but there had to be a reason for it.
There's not always a reason.
And if I find there's not a reason, then I can just shut down higher function. I don't think threatening him is going to get him to change his mind.
Scared Straight, or that thing where they took the kids to the jail on HBO, was not successful. It's not going to work. You're just going to piss the kid off more.
Right.
It depends on how it's done. It can be successful. But ultimately, when you have someone who's set on dropping a city on another city, they've removed all the good options from the table.
She's pointing at Carlos. She's pointing at the kid, pointing at Carlos, pointing at the kid.
Hey, flexing is different.
You're calling it flexing now because you didn't have to do it, but you totally would have done it.
If I had to, yes, but not because I wanted to.
I think that's a distinction that doesn't change the outcome.
So you're saying that there's no reason to do things, but the ends always justify the means. Whatever the result is, that's what matters and nothing else.
We are judged by
What?
the results of our actions first.
Could someone get me off of this logic? What the fuck? Because I did not plan to go to the carnival. We were having a conversation here, and now we're on a fucking whoop-de-whoop. What?
Yeah, I don't
How do you have these conversations in this system and we don't in Vampire? What the hell?
Because we're heroes.
Are you
We'll
sure
drop
about that?
kids- Well, I don't drop kids out through the sky and then, mysteriously maybe grab them.
Yes, you're only suggesting you permanently shut off their brain. Oh, so much better.
Yeah, one of these actually has the opportunity for the kid to have a life after.
I actually was suggesting removing the reason for him to be so angry with the here nor there and the memory of the existence of the here nor there as the first option.
Well, so there's two possible outcomes here, or two possible issues here. One, as you're alluding, is anger, right? He's mad at the world, or something's broken in his head, and he's just going to hurt people. The other is youth and recklessness. It could be that it's like the old Jurassic Park quote, right? You spend so much time thinking if you can, you don't stop to think if you should. So,
all right, I'll wake him up for you, and you can handle him the way you want, and we'll see how that goes for you.
and if it doesn't work, then, well, we can always do your method after.
Sure. I wake the kid up.
Wait, I'm going to make sure he's awake.
Wait. Kids awake?
Yep.
Munchkin, got a question for you. Real simple question. Why do you want to turn this place into a cookie?
Wouldn't let us in.
They wouldn't let you in?
We're children. We don't have parents. There was no permission to be given to come up here.
Do you understand that what you were doing was going to hurt a lot of people? Kill a lot of people?
Getting into a cookie was a problem.
I'm sorry, I'm not making out.
I'm sorry, I put that thing up there so I don't hit it with my head when I get out of my chair. Turning it into a cookie is a problem?
People live on it and people live under it. If it falls out of the sky, everybody on it or under it dies.
It's held up by magic. I'm not sure turning it into a cookie would have done that, but the thermite probably would have.
Or if it didn't, that thermite could have melted through the island and effectively dropped lava on the city below. And there is another city below. Right?
He's going to pat his pockets until he comes up with a notebook and a pencil and start flipping through some pages, and you can see him working calculations. We were supposed to be over the Arctic by now.
things change. And look, you can't do stuff like this. You're going to hurt a lot of people. I don't want to have to hurt you, kid. But if you keep doing stuff like this, I'll have to. Understand?
Especially with the thermite. I get it. But besides the thermite, it wasn't any worse than what we were dealing with.
Well, what were you dealing with? Just not having permission?
Where do you think all the teachers are? Where do you think all the tech is? You think the universities let a 10-year-old in to look at things and poke around?
That depends on who you know and who you contact.
Hold on, I actually have to roll on that one, Carlos. He's going to raise an eyebrow at Carlos.
How about this? We can both get what we want here. And I'm pretty sure I know how. Let's go have a talk with the guy who runs this place.
Okay. Hold on.
How about an orphanage and a children's museum, and you stop trying to turn the place into a cookie?
I'll stop trying to do anything to the island if I have access to learn. The cookies were more for my friends, and they seem to have better places to be now.
Okay. Well, don't tell him any of that, and we'll start with asking for a bakery, too.
He's going to pat his pockets again and go, where'd the remotes go?
We removed them while you were unconscious.
You didn't chunk them out there, did you?
I didn't do anything.
You're mute, Skid.
Wraith has the remotes. She threw the batteries away.
Then he's going to repeat that question asking you about the batteries.
The batteries went bye-bye.
Was there something special about the batteries, kid?
He's going to pick up 2 remotes and say, these weren't normal batteries. If we're over an ocean, you might want to find those.
We're over land?
We're over Colorado. What's in them?
Well, one was mildly nuclear and the other one was plutonium.
So they were both nuclear.
One was mild.
Carlos, does Kid Ultron have a radiation sensor?
Yeah, I'll have him go pick those up.
Thank you. Oh, hey, where's Pollo Caliente?
He's in a silo in Belarus. He's being taken care of.
Does he still have an egg?
Yes.
Okay, he's good then.
Shuffle is going to open a portal to the parking lot outside of Edward's Tower. He's going to say, come on, we're going to do a little bit of negotiation and see if we can get you what you want and maybe a little extra.
Canary? Chat.
Chat is behind a window. Hold on.
Sorry.
No, don't do that. No, the problem's me. I've only got one monitor. That's not what I normally work with. I mean, he'll keep that in mind, yeah.
That's all.
And everyone's heading in to see Edward?
Yeah, I'll just have Kid Ultron, once he gets the batteries, take them back and back to Belarus.
gonna shoot a text to Arthurian, letting him know that they're taking the kid to meet with Edward to see if they can come to an arrangement.
Arthurian will shoot you a text back. Uh, Currently very high in the sky, will be down as quickly as I can.
Huh. I thought he would be clean. Puts the phone away.
I thought he'd be out of the range of cell towers. Apparently, he's got a really good provider.
I mean, weren't we all given satellite phones at the start of this?
Oh, did you guys get satellite phones?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, I figured you have one built in, so.
Well, I mean, I've got polyglot and all kinds of stuff built into my life support unit. So.
Oh my goodness. All
So
right.
on your way into Edward's office, you will be walking because there is no one there to help you. And the elevators are a little stuck. You will see that they are still trying to move ungodly amounts of flour out of the foyer.
Okay.
It's taking quite a few people to give this a go. Several others are doing a lot of paperwork. And on the phone, you hear shouts of things like, need more mages. How many can you get? I'm not sure we can afford that. And cameras cost what now? How do you hook those up?
The flour. Is it in bags or is it loose or what?
Oh, it's in bags. They're still trying to move. They've gotten down to the flour now.
Okay.
Need this.
I'm gonna stay in telepathic contact with these guys, and I'm gonna help move the flour telekinetically with the rest of those guys.
Everyone
Because I'm
else
sure
can
Edward
hear
doesn't want to actually see me.
several people. You're going to hear, everyone else is going to hear several different species of screams for a couple minutes as the flower starts moving of its own accord.
Yeah, it's good for him. I go in to see Edward with the kid.
Edward is also on the phone, saying a variety of things similar to what you've heard in the hallways on his way up. And filling out forms on his desk. He doesn't see you right away. It takes him a few minutes to look up, and he'll do a double take and say, why is he out of the hospital?
Because he was trying to dig tunnels to set up a thermite reactor to turn the island into a cookie because he was upset.
At thermite, Edward's going to hold up a finger, finish the phone call, and hang up. Continue.
Approximately 2 tons of the stuff.
Where is
So,
it now?
being disposed of, Arthurian's handling it.
Great. Not my problem. Next.
Not anymore.
Yes,
So,
correct. Not anymore.
You need comprehensive youth programs for disadvantaged supers so that they don't take umbrage to the fact that they can't come up here without parental permission because they don't have parents.
Well, that's going to take some political finagling.
So, in return,
I was a politician.
In return for leaving your island floating in the sky where you want it and not transmuting it into another form of matter, our friend here wants a few things. And I think they're pretty reasonable.
That's different from me threatening to drop the island.
Well, you're in my office, so I assume it's not candy.
Well, I mean, some of that, but opportunities to learn. Access to perhaps an orphanage, a school, a bakery. This could benefit you and them. It will give you a new source of talent and it will give them a way out of bad situations to come here.
He is going to stop. Tell you and Marcus and everyone else except the brain that's not there to take a seat and buzz his secretary. He's going to call her in. And when the small ferret comes in to sit on the edge of the desk with a notepad, he's going to look at Marcus and ask, "You wanted to learn. Is that what I'm getting out of this?" Marcus is basically going to nod. And then Edward's going to look back at you, Shuffle, and say, "Not everything you've mentioned will take political finagling." I'm not sure what a bakery comes into this, but whatever. The school can happen.
Okay.
That can certainly be made to happen. An orphanage is, well, at this point, a
Dorms.
waste of space. Sorry, what?
Make it a dorm school. So it won't be an
Yes.
orphanage. It'll be a dorm school.
Give them the full Harry Potter, yeah.
Please do not write that down. He's going to tell the ferret. Do not give that particular set of advisors that idea.
So
I can handle a school.
lifetime supply
fine.
of cookies for all of the kids involved?
In the school? I have no problem with that. It's a school.
And the school could have an in-house bakery?
Again, this is doable. However, and he's still talking to you, but he's going to look at Marcus. This still requires permission from adults. Now, which adults and what permissions are two very different things. But I cannot just take random orphans from the rest of the world unless I want this island shot from the sky.
You need an asylum policy. And if people want to start trying to shoot your island from the sky, well, then they're getting into fields where my talents shine.
You'll see Arthurians at the window at this point. Or you could just put out an adoption policy. You can adopt children. You're a sovereign nation.
Like I said, an asylum process.
The ferret is now 3 feet in the air because she had her back to the window.
You're a sovereign
Jumps
nation.
into a portal that is back where she was sitting.
You can do things like establish transfer policies, allow students to submit applications to join schools. You don't have to be so burdened in bureaucracy that you appear incompetent to everyone around you.
Those applications require permissions, you idiot.
Yes, they talk to their caretaker. They have those at orphanages.
They do.
And
this child was not in one. That is my point, and what I am trying to make a point of to the child.
So then they can... The child doesn't know how the world works, so you point them to the proper channels. You don't disparage them. You point them to an adoption agency, or you call child services. You don't just let them roam on the streets. You buffoon of a man.
While I don't disagree with the sentiment, it might not be the most productive right now.
This particular child has cropped up on the radar before. He was pointed in the right directions.
He's 12.
He is 12. He refused to stay where he was taken. Now, these programs and abilities to get up here at all did not exist in the light that you are suggesting, and I will happily make those a thing. But the point to be made to the child is that even in those scenarios, that would have been out of reach to him. He has to have a caretaker.
Dude.
At a minimum, in the time it takes to build a school.
Dude, I will adopt you. You can come to the school.
Or you can go with me. Or we can, stop off and you can go with her for a week and then me for a week or whatever.
I've got your friends. I'm happy to take you in. I don't care. Children are going to be children.
You're going to need on staff of this school lawyers as well, because he's not going to be the only kid like this, because dumb parents don't know how to deal with super kids.
You're going to need lawyers, you're going to need social workers, and you're going to need other supers to help keep the chaos to a dull roar.
The ferret is jumping back and forth between feverishly writing all of this shit down and banging on the window Arthurian's standing next to and yelling at him in ferret, which is going to do absolutely no good for him.
Oh, you're telling me you don't
pointing down toward the door.
You're telling me you don't have something that can let her fucking record the goddamn conversation? You have to make her scribble it all out?
Arthurian, I need you to float down, come through the door, stop at the side place, grab a cookie. I think your sugar's crashing.
I'm going to go get a water. I will be right back.
Okay.
I would like to point out, for the sake of information, you scared the shit out of the ferret, okay? Do you go back to languages you're not accustomed to?
No, he's referring to her having to, like, scribble and scrawl.
Go ahead, Carlos.
After I get finished moving the flour, I'm going to go ahead and head on into Edward's office as well.
Okay. Marcus is just kind of looking back and forth between you, and Edward looks at him and says, "You just need to be where you can be found and cared for. Unfortunately, I can't just take you from whatever country you came from without starting wars. Programs and paperwork, like what's being suggested, will solve that problem, but only with caretakers." And Marcus is just kind of dumbfounded, nodding, because he might be a super brilliant 12-year-old, but he is only 12. There are some concepts that are new.
Shuffle, why do I feel like this whole school thing, we're going to be really big parts of this? Yeah.
I'm going to have to practice my Dumbledore, I think.
Well, first,
I've got a country to run.
Edward's going to hold out several copies of the same card. That office is across town. First thing you're going to do is stop by to figure out retainer costs for me, please. And for God's sake, get that child a cookie.
Come with us, kid.
I need the cookie.
You'll see Arthurian comes up, tray piled high, cookies in hand. He just hands them out. He drinks his water.
Edward, after this mission, you may not be able to reach me for a while. I have a young ward that I need to train. So, and a country to run. But if you need a political ally, you could still contact me.
I think we're gonna fade out the end this one. Well aware that we will come back to it at this point, at some future date, with a ferret climbing onto a cookie tray and just patting Arthurian on the head.
Don't step on the cookies.
Well, I didn't have to mind wipe a 12-year-old, so that was good.
You were going to what?
Hey,
right.
I didn't threaten to drop him 25,000 feet in the air and then
You were going to what?
Well,
I leave you all for 5 minutes.
I know, and then
Okay.
she threatens to start dropping kids through portals. But then again, I didn't ram him through steel doors either, and that was all you.
Before we get too far back into my DDO flashbacks, roses and thorns. Arthurian, you're first.
I've had a blast with this. Genuinely, thank you for running, Tanari. I hope you've enjoyed running for Arthurian and his slow descent into madness.
Slow descent into something, damn.
I enjoyed all the characters here. Genuinely, thank you guys for playing with me and having me at this table. It has been a genuine blast, and I truly adore each and every one of the characters present in this game.
What has been your favorite part of the campaign so far?
I gotta say, just Arthurian and Race, like, weird, on the same wavelength, just two different sides of that wavelength. Very much the vibe I like. Just that has tickled me pink this entire time.
Carlos.
I had a blast. This was my first stream with you guys, and I don't get to play very often. Getting to play the classic brain in a jar character that I originally made for a villain has been a blast, and I've really enjoyed. Well, everybody. I mean, all the characters have been great. Everybody's been just doing wonderful, and thanks a lot. Yeah, thanks definitely for running, and I really appreciate it.
Kudos to Tanari.
Yeah, kudos to you for running. This is not an easy system to run, and it is very liberal with how things can be interpreted and how fast or hard with the rules that you want to be on how you want to get your story told. So I think you've done a really great job.
Thank you. Wraith.
My only thorn is that it's over.
Well, we will do this again. Probably not what. Go ahead.
This has been a blast. And I've loved how all the characters have this was saying, the play between Wraith and Arthurian. It's weird how the thief and the goody two shoes were constantly, because they didn't trust anyone else except for the two of them. Carlos and her being both black hats had a vibe, and Shuffle was able to keep everyone together. He was able to vibe with them all, it was really good to see that kind of interplay. And I know that if we had a potential longer campaign with, these people as players, we could get up to some real crazy shit, especially with the way that you dealt with us. For a first-time storyteller, dealing with our stupid asses, bravo. Because we look at rule books. I mean, I know 3 of us, I'm still getting acquainted with Zeus, look at a rule book and go, oh, that's fun. How can I piss off my storyteller today? And instead of getting frustrated with it, you were like, oh, you're gonna do this shit? Okay, game on. And you just rolled with us. And not every storyteller can do that. You never put us on rails. And that was amazing. You just kind of rolled with us. So props to you.
Thank you. Babe.
I will echo the thorn that it's over. I had a really great time. This is, I think, my favorite tabletop RPG system because it allows so much flexibility, which can be a double-edged sword and is what makes it such a bitch to run sometimes. Overall, I'm really happy to have been able to play with this group. It was great. And I'm really happy with how the characters interacted. I think that there was just a lot of great character interaction and role play through this whole thing, and it was awesome to see and be a part of.
I did forget to ask the other three. What was your favorite part of the game? The whole thing, Carlos.
Well, I came in late, but honestly, my favorite part of the game has just been the other characters and how well, everybody's just covered each of the different aspects. We've got the Paragon, the flying brick over here. And then we've got Shuffle, who's just the portals, ease of transport for everybody, plus their remote vision, really good, keen utility abilities. Wraith, high, can't touch me, can't see me, screw you. That was great. So all the different characters and their builds, I just really the numbers aspect of the game really is what really sings to me. So for me, when I see somebody do something, I'm like, oh, this is the power, this is how many points that would cost, this is the rank it would be. My brain goes to the systems. So all the characters and everybody, just the way they interacted and everything has been great. And like I said, I don't get to play, especially not this system. So just being invited and playing has just been great.
Wraith, what was your favorite part of the campaign?
Ditto. I mean, other than like getting with like the whole numbers and things like that, because like for people who didn't know, I didn't use all the points. Wraith is a completely unfinished character because I couldn't figure out where to put more things without making her so overpowered for the concept that I built.
That's why I had to make a sidekick.
It was just so much fun just playing off these people. And I have missed doing this whole, because the last time was a D&D campaign way back in the before times, like well before the before times. We went on break and the break never ended. So coming back and doing this and then having, making a new friend and then having, a cast of characters that there was no, and that this happens in too many games. I need to be the star of this game. There was none of that. There was just, let's do this, let's work together and stuff. So it was really, really wonderful.
Babe?
I'm gonna say just kind of the premise of the campaign is hysterical. Like you've got a superhero universe, you upset a bunch of superpowered kids, and they're just like, bitch, I will turn your island into a cookie.
Yeah, that was the 8-year-old's idea.
Superheroes versus the temper tantrum.
Yeah.
And we've all seen the show where it's, the toddler who can turn into like a really tough giant throwing a literal temper tantrum in the street. But this, it feels both more absurd and more realistic because this is the kind of thing that I could actually see. Like if you have a group of 10 kids between the ages of 2 and 12, and they all have superpowers, this is the kind of thing they might actually try. They're not. So many settings just treat kids as dumb when they're just inexperienced, and I think you did a really great job capturing that.
Thank you.
I have a very
My 12-year-old wrote, Marcus, I'll have you know.
I have a very important question for you, Tanari.
Yes.
Rose's Thorn's favorite part of the campaign?
Roses is I legit haven't played this campaign since I had kids. I'm not kidding. We played this shortly after getting married, and I haven't touched it since. The only thorn I've got is that I don't know this that well. Okay, look, it's been 10 years and it shows. That was a thing. But I have really enjoyed playing with you guys. This is like raising my children, okay? Like all the curveballs everyone throws at me, I'm like, oh, we're going this angle now. Okay. I can't ground you.
You tried.
I did try. It didn't work.
I can do a hell of a lot. I'll say that. Like, being able to just go, okay, you don't have powers anymore matters.
I love that the campaign can move forward. I really do. And yeah, this is fantastic. I've had a blast. Thank you guys. I will certainly be doing this again. I'm not sure if I will over the break we take in the winter, because like we take that break because it's Christmas time and we all have lives. But next spring at minimum, I will probably pick up the DMing again.
Question.
Yes.
Just for everybody. So I'm gonna basically put the brain in the jar on the back burner, and he's gonna be just background NPC. Use him for whatever you want going forward. If you just need that, villain or NPC or whatever, I don't care. My next character, I'm thinking maybe the little magical imp, or making a super complicated character that's going to use a lot of different points. I'm actually going to make a shapeshifter. Which would you guys actually like to see?
Is there a reason it can't be a shape-shifting imp?
Just the number of points, really.
Are you talking like a shy level of shapeshift?
Like Beast Boy?
Yeah, no, he won't have the points. I've built that character. He won't have the points to make it an imp.
If I may make a suggestion, Tanari, I suggest we pick up maybe a few years later with some teenagers with attitude as our protagonists.
We'll see. There will certainly be some pretty hefty changes if we pick this area up again.
So what would you guys like to see? The imp or the shapeshifter?
Your choice, man.
And
yeah, okay.
I think either one could be a lot of fun to play with. I think the flexibility from the shapeshifter would, having a flexible character lets you make sure that whatever's going on is fun. Which is kind of where I tried to go with Shuffle, and I think it turned out pretty well.
Well, the imp's going to have magic, so that's going to be just, a slew of alternate powers. So they're both. I never play a character that's not flexible. I don't make characters that aren't flexible. But I've looked into trying to make a shapeshifter before, and oh my goodness, you have to figure out point distribution for stats and the abilities of all the animals, including their sizes and modifiers for that, for each animal form that they have to shapeshift in, that they can shapeshift into. So
and that's just if you're limiting yourself to animals. You don't have to.
Right, but you see where that goes. So that gets.
You can means you're never gonna face one. That's what it means.
Yeah.
I've got limits.
I'm talking like it would be a character sheet that's like 5 pages long.
I really like how having portals played.
That was great. And I like the remote vision that you had and the portals. Those played really well together. And that was good use offensively and defensively for you. So that was great.
Junie, did you have a favorite part of this campaign since you were kind of stuck here the entire damn time?
I'd like to thank your kids for my slowly going waistline from all the fucking cookies now I want to consume. And as much as now I want to turn around and bake. And as we are getting into summer, shit's going to get a little bit hot and it's hard to bake in like 70, almost 80-degree weather. So thank you for that. Now I have to walk even more now.
Would you guys like to know which kid contributed what here?
Yes.
Yeah, the oldest did roll Marcus. Like he legit, he rolled that puppy. The second child, that's where my plot came from. Because he was adamant, cookies. That was cookies. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll figure it out. Which one was it? Oh, yes. Kaylee was my third kid. He wanted Kaylee to be a thing. And I'm like, how old is Kaylee? 3. I'm like, oh, dear. And Jacob was the youngest. And he illustrated what character he wanted by running slam bam into a wall.
I can so see that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I suppose we'll see everyone when there is next a day to save.
Yes. So I believe you can check. You can find. No, D isn't streaming right now. So D is on YouTube. You know what? We're just gonna do an outro. Arthurian.
Hi, my name is Zeus. You can find me on the Cajun Knights Discord role-playing server where we play Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition, a conversion for Changeling the Dreaming, Werewolf the Apocalypse, and Mage the Awakening. I also will be here for Vampire Last Breath next season. So I will see you all in a few weeks playing Robin Bird.
Carlos.
Digital Nomad here. Yeah, I'm not online. This is my first time doing anything like this, but I have a blast.
We'll see him again, I'm sure.
I hope so.
Wraith.
Fairy Wings. Twitch.tv/Fairy Wings.
Give her a follow.
There you go. Yeah.
Righty.
Shuffle.
My food's here. I'll be right back. If you leave, bye.
I'm D-Written. I'm gonna be here. I think it starts in 2 weeks that we do Vampire the Masquerade. Going to be playing 3 weeks. My bad. Gonna be playing the other mage. Dylan McSqueakin. That'll be fun. I do some League of Legends stuff on YouTube. You can find me there if that's your thing. And that's about it.
And I am Tanari. You can find me on Twitch. You can find a rather disappointing version of me on YouTube. I'm working on it. And we have been hosted by the wonderful Junie Von Esch because I don't techie. She is also on Twitch. And we will see you guys. I think, when do we start, Junie?
The 27th, I believe.
Yeah, we have session 0 next Saturday.
Since you're speaking, Junie, where else can we find you?
Me? Oh, good Lord. You can find me not only on my own Twitch channel, also here. You can find me, I'm a mod over at Cajun Knights as well. I am on Mixtabber Studios for Cyan, as well as Dark Ages and possibly Star Wars. We're not quite sure yet. They're doing out the roster right now. You can also find me over at Roll Call for DC by Night, and you can find me at Ravenous Archon for 7th Sea, which is every other Thursday.
And I think that is it for this session. I have really enjoyed playing with you guys. And you can catch Zeus and I and D-Written and Junie on Vampire We're gonna pretend my brain works on dates. Bye. Have fun.
Bye everyone.